friends. This is day 3, Colt Starting-Sansa. I decided to come inside today. It might get a little dusty, but there's no wind in here. It's really windy out there in my round pen. I normally would like to stay in the round pen to use that as a crutch with the youngsters. But she did so well on the line yesterday, I feel like this can still be a productive session. I don't need to lunge her that much today. Again, she's only 18 months old, so I'm not putting a lot of pressure on her. I'm not doing my normal 20, 30-minute conditioning before we do concentrated training on exercises. So we're just gonna do a lunging review, and I'm gonna try to use the corner, so I'm gonna be a little bit far away from you, but you can still see what's going on. I don't wanna do any backing with her yet because she's still a little fearful to come to me, which normally we would do backing within the first 3 days. I'm not doing that with her right now. That's just my personal preference. Like I say, I tailor these exercises to meet the needs of the horse. I'm just backing her up to get her out of my space. But anyway, so we're going to do lunging. We're going to review yield the hindquarters. We are going to do flexing for the first time today, and then desensitizing, adding a little bit more pressure on that desensitizing part of this session. Okay, hope you enjoy. Phone's probably going to start dinging, dinging, dinging. You ready? You ready, lady? Let's go. Here because she's going to drag me to go to the gate. I don't have the crutch of the round pen, and then I can't stay behind that drive line. So I'm going to try this a little bit longer, but I don't want it to turn into a big discussion with her because she was doing so well for 2 days. I don't want day 3, because she gets a break tomorrow, to be a discussion. I want this to be easy and enjoyable. So I'm just showing her this at the walk, okay? What I expect from you. I expect you to stay in this circle. We're gonna hug this corner. Just show it to him at the walk. If it's not working at the trot, even if you're riding, go back to the walk. If it's not working at the lope, go back to the trot. All right, so I just showed her that at the walk. in here today. I'm not going to get in a fight with her because this is only the second time she's done this. I'm not going to get in a fight with her. I'm not going to whack on her neck and have a huge discussion up there. It's probably out of the view of the camera. But, you know, she's pulling on me, pulling on me, pulling on me. I'm not going to beat on her to get her to take that step forward. You know what I'm going to go back and do because she's not real good at this? I'm going to pull her up and start over. Okay, it's not her fault that she doesn't understand. She will. We're just going to take it slow today with the lunging. Tomorrow, when the wind's, well, tomorrow she's off, but the next session, we'll get back, I'll figure out how to prevent wind noise on my camera. I got 2 days to figure that out. Anyway. Trying to use this wall as my crutch. She gets a little shy and wants to drag me. I'm just going to draw her up, instead of trying to chase her, because she's still a little nervous with me coming towards her. I'm not going to chase her to get behind her. Okay, I'm just going to draw her up. I'm still training her to come to me. I had a problem with that with Royal, and was actually in a Jeff Davis clinic with him. And Royal just kept dragging me, and I never thought of it because he was my horse, but he was actually afraid of me once we started the looping. And Jeff says, look, every time he does that, draw him up to you, make yourself the rest spot, and then, 20 minutes later, he stops dragging me and kept looking towards me and staying with me. So, they'll get it, but I'm not going to chase her to get it, that's for sure. There you are. There you are. Right there, I knew she was going to drag me, and I usually wait for them to commit to the mistake, but I already saw the commitment, and so I just said, whoa, let it be my idea that you're going to stop. I have to be in control of her feet at all times. Good. Good girl. It is hot today. I think it's already 95 degrees. Why am I wearing jeans? Because it's what I do. Alright, let's see if we can do this off the wall a little bit. Let's see how this works. I'm okay if she walks over this side, okay? Because if she's comfortable and she's relaxed, I'm okay with that. If she wants to slow down instead of drag me, that's okay. See right there, I tipped her nose and didn't say cluck, and she knew. When mommy tips my nose and doesn't cluck, I think that means slow down or stop my feet. So that's why I explained the other day, when you're trotting and you want them to tip the nose and keep their feet moving, you tip and cluck at the same time. It means give me your nose, but keep your feet going. I know, you love me already, don't you? Okay. All right, just a little bit more lunging. We'll go to the hindquarters. And my favorite part, flexing. Cool. I don't know if you noticed, but I don't always let them rest facing the center. I used to. Whoa. Whoa. Hi. Wanted to show you her booty. Anyway, I used to do that all the time. Turn and face me, turn and face me, turn and face me, and I was always in the center. And what happens is, you go to ride for that first time, and guess where that horse wants to be? Facing the center, because that's been the rest spot for the last 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, or however long it takes you to get on your pony, or your fire-breathing dragon. I've had a few that I had 6 weeks of groundwork before I could even sit on them. But anyway, so I started doing this a little while ago. Rest facing out, rest facing in, rest facing along the wall, and not always in the center. Right? Mix it up. Mix it up. All right, let's do some yield to hindquarters. I hope you all noticed that last little rotation I did there. She understood where I wanted her to be in that circle, and just a slight little tip of the nose, she wasn't going to drag me anymore. So when I see progress, that's where I'm going to stop. All right, so today we got 4 steps on the hindquarters yesterday. Today we're going to start out asking for 3 instead of 1, because this is not the first time. This is now the second session of hindquarters. All right. Remember, that foot has to cross in front of the other foot, like this. That's 1. If she does 1 and then 2, you start over at 1. Okay? So, watch her feet. 1, 2, nope. 1, 2, 3. Okay, see what I mean? What? That's a good girl. Tip the nose, tap the air, tap the butt, tap the butt. 1, 2, 3. Good. Remember, I'm not worried about those front feet right now. When I can do 360s with just tap the air on this horse, then I'll really start to tip her nose back and keep that front end stationary. Shoo, it is hot. Well, we could be in Texas right now, where it's even hotter. But at least down there they have big ass fans in the indoor. 3 of them. Feels like the air conditioning going outside when they have those on. All right. Hand above your shoulder. Okay, tip the nose. She's seeing some chickens on the wall over there, so bring your attention back here. All right. 1, 2, 3. All 3 of those steps were just tapping the air. I didn't have to tap her. I know, there's a rooster over there too. He's probably going to start talking to us. All right. 1, 2, 3. All right, on those, I tipped her nose back just a little bit more because she was stepping too much out for my liking. I'm okay with a little bit, but not too much. How do you know what's too much? That's your preference. Because there's somebody that will ridicule me for allowing any steps when I'm teaching this, but that's just me. I'm just me, Tina Marie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yay! 1 more step than yesterday. Good job, lady. I better stop calling her that. I'm going to end up calling her that. Oh, what are you doing? Making a pose? That's funny. All right, we're going for 5 steps. That was 5. I'm going to do it 2 more times. 5 steps, and then go to the other side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's almost a 360. Actually, I got a little dizzy. It might have been a whole circle. Look at you. Look at you. Okay, 1 more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of that was just tapping the air. I didn't have to tap her butt. So see how fast she progresses, how fast she gets there. Sorry about the dust, but hopefully you can't hear the wind today. I really like these horses. They're good-minded, they're easy to train, they're not reactive, They're not dull either. They're brave, right? So this horse came from Mr. Ronnie Heichman, and I'm going to keep on giving him credit because I bought so many from him, and Royal is from him. These two siblings, okay, Royal's dad had a colt, a Grula. They called him Little Man. So this filly is Little Man's by the Red Roan mare that he has out there. He didn't want to sell her, but somehow I got her. Great. We gotta go to the other side, don't we? Okay. Sorry, I'm sweating, I'm hot. Okay, get your stuff right. Prepare your mind. Think about what you have to do to ask this horse to set her up for success, okay? It's your job. You're the teacher, okay? Put your hand up. Tip the nose. Tap the air. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I'll get you off the wall a little bit. Okay, you ready? How many in there? Let's go. One, two, 1, 2, 3. Good job. Good job. Be careful when you start this that you're not pulling your horse to start. You want that hindquarter to move off of your body language, not pulling it. And see what happened? I can pull her and she'll move her hindquarters, and some people might think that's the correct response, but no, that's not what I'm looking for. The other thing in my training is rub to a stop, rub to a stop. I should have made a contest how many times you hear me say rub to a stop. Anyway, the other thing is I don't cluck or kiss or use any voice cues when I'm moving body parts. Okay, cluck is a forward, kiss is a forward for loping, canter, cluck for jog, kiss for canter, whoa for whoa. I don't want her to think she has to go forward. Get it? So if clucking is always means go forward, then don't use your voice when you're moving body parts, okay? You can cluck at your dog, you can cluck at your husband. I crack myself up, and I'm in here by myself. I am not talking to anybody but you all. See how she just tipped? She started to move before I asked, okay? So don't move yet, all right? Wait till I ask. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. You are so pretty. You are so pretty. 1, 2, 3, 4. And she got stuck. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So she doesn't think I want her to follow me. I'm going to put my hand up here. See how she just went like that to follow me? Which is awesome because that's what I really want her to do. But not right now, okay? So just put up a wall, all right? It's your job to be the teacher. I'm not asking you to follow me. Here's my wall, and when I start walking, I'll tip her nose. But for right now, I want you to move this body part first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then right there, I started tipping her nose back a little bit more, because remember I said I'm going to get to 5 steps. This is all pretty much 360. When I get there, that's when I will start tipping her nose back a little bit more. All right, ready to do it one more time, and then we're going to go into flexing. Okay, the strangest thing is they're about to tar and chip this road out there. So you're about to throw down a bunch of chips. Why are you sweeping it? That's the third sweep truck I've seen come by. Please don't everybody text me that answer to that. I just want to think about it in my mind. All right, ready? She's thinking about taking a step towards me, so I'm just going to hold here for a second. I can feel it, all right? I'm the horse listener, not the whisperer. I could feel it, so I'm just going to stand here like, okay, don't move yet. Move when I say move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Good. Good. Good, 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 good. Okay, I'm just going to check the camera and make sure that it is still working because I was on a low battery, because I want you all to see this. If I have to switch cameras, I got one in my back pocket, but I want you to see this flexing for the very first time on this horse. I'm here by myself so much, I forget to turn the camera on a first time on a client's horse, and that's what you all need to see. You need to see the first day, the 14th day, and the 30th day to see how bad some of these are when they come in. I'm telling you, flexing for the first time, sometimes it takes me, whew, I feel like 10 minutes and I'm about to throw up, okay? But we get it done. And the taller they are, the harder it is for me to stay there. All right, give me 1 second. Let me check this camera. Oh, I love how she's following me and I'm not even pulling on her. I love it. Okay, testing. We're still recording. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so here's how you flex. You want to bring the nose around to where your toes would be. You want to emulate that your hand is up here and coming from the saddle. Okay, if you do this, all you're going to do is pull your horse around in a circle. Okay, so if you're teaching flexing for the first time and you're having troubles, just give me a call, book a session. Haul-ins. I have this big indoor with no jumps. Weather is not a problem. All right, so for the first time, I ask, I pull the nose around and I release when her feet stop moving. And I usually do that like 2 or 3 times if the feet move a lot. So I add a baby step. Okay, and then once I know that she understands when I tip her nose around to stop her feet, then I start asking for the give, all right? And then every time after that. So like the first maybe 3 times, I don't have to ask for the give, you don't have to ask for the give. It's my personal preference. Again, this is how I became Star Horsemanship. I've added things in to tailor the needs of horses and clients. Mostly clients. All right, so she's had the rope over her. We don't have to worry about that scaring her. I just want it out of my way. So look. Get yourself back here. Especially all of you that give your horse treats, you could do this and your horse is going to flex and you're going to call me and send me a video and say, look what he does. Well, that's great. What happens when you are up in the saddle and you need him to flex? Okay? Just think about this. You don't want yourself to be in the way of that horse bringing her nose right here. Okay? So here I go. I slide my hand down to get my leverage. And I'm going to tip her nose around and push my hand up where my hip would be in the saddle. She did not move her feet, so guess what? I'm just going to hold her halfway there, do not give her any slack, and see if she gives. That's not a give. Remember, as soon as you put slack in that line, you are releasing and giving her the reward. And if you do that before she gives, So instead of waiting for the give, like I said, I'm gonna release. I guess in the beginning she just didn't know what the heck I was doing, so she didn't move her feet. But normally you're gonna get feet moving on the initial act. All right, so here we go again. Slide my hand down, get my leverage, tip her around. Make sure the feet are all stopped before you release. Right there. I wasn't sure, so I'm going to hold, 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 hold. 1, 2. Those feet are stopped, okay? I make sure the feet are stopped. Girl. So she's used to coming off that halter pressure. Why? Because we did lunging, tipped her nose in. So she's used to coming off of that halter pressure, but she doesn't know what this means. So you have to be very, very, very clear about your cues. All right? I put my hand back here on her butt to keep me steady and keep me in the zone of not getting stepped on. It's not that I'm rubbing her to a stop, although I have used that trick a time or two. Okay, I'm in the saddle. I'm sliding my hand down my rein. I'm pulling my rein up to where my hip would be. And as soon as she tips that nose, without moving her feet, okay, I'm going to give that one to her too, so she stops her feet. So remember, your first is stop the feet, and then the give. Do not release if your horse is giving while her feet are moving. Okay, let's see if we can get these feet to stand still this time. What are you doing? You got so much hair, we're going to have to braid this stuff. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It is so stinking hot in here with the humidity, I feel like I'm going to pass out. Okay, she didn't move. Let's see if I can get a give. Any kind of give. Little teeny tiny give. There. There, there, there. Good. Good. That was good. Yes. Oh my gosh. I love those moments. I love them. Yeah. All right. Okay, here we go. Let's do it again. Slide. Pull. Okay, her feet are moving, so I'm going to wait for the feet to stop. Wait for the feet to stop. And right here, I want to give. Oh, I'll take it. I'll take it. It's slow and it's slight. You must reward the slightest try in the teaching stage. The quicker you reward that slightest try, the faster you're going to get your horse to be finished in this exercise. Okay? So slide, pull up to where your hip would be. Notice I'm not trying to pull her nose all the way to her body. I'm just pulling it to right where she stops and then wait for a give. I'll take that one too. She actually gave a little bit more with her neck that time. I don't know if you all could see that, but it definitely came from right here, which I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not, but hey, it's gotta go in, in. Sticking your nose out is not a give. Also, if you have a bad horse and you're trying to do this with, they'll tend to give and then grab that rope right out of your hand. It's called rooting the rein. When you got a horse that roots the rein, you just bump that nose right back. Because the more you allow that, the longer it's going to continue. Okay, we're going to stay on this side. Okay, I'm just going to tip her right there to where she stops and wait for a give. I shouldn't have done that. I made a mistake. She stuck her nose towards me instead of in. All right. Let me push her over here for a second. Come on over here. See if you guys can see this better this way. Slide. Bring your hand up to where your hip would be. right there. Look at that one. I'm so glad I turned her around for y'all. That was almost perfect. Licks her lips. Yes, ma'am. I'm relaxed. Let me go back to my hotel room next to my brother. It's really cool in there with those fans. Slide. Pull. Oh my gosh. See how fast they learn? That's amazing. That's amazing. Slide. Pull. I'm waiting for the give. I'm keeping a tight, there it went. And when I get that give, I drop that instantly. Drop that rope. You still have the rope in your hand. Okay? The quicker you release, the quicker she learns. Look at that. Look at that. All right, the other thing is, remember when I was teaching yield to hindquarters yesterday? Rubbing when I come back here? Her not thinking every time I come back here means move your hindquarters? Well, here's the perfect example of why. Because I'm standing at her hindquarters and she's not moving. She will move those hindquarters when I give her the cue to move her hindquarters, but not just because I'm standing here. Black shirt and white horse do not go well together. Okay, just, that one was really good, so I wanted to give her an extra little bit of rest. That one's really good too. 1001, 1002, 1003, give her a rest, ask again. There. Oops, her feet were moving. My bad. Good. Y'all didn't see that, but she brought her nose that time right to where the tip of my boot would be if I was sitting on her. And that's what I want. One other tip, if you have a horse that you're trying this with, and this is the only thing that you need to work on, because your horse has already started and whatnot, if you tip your horse's nose around and they start chewing on your boot, do not kick them, because that goes against everything you're trying to teach the horse. Just bump them around to the other side real quick. Not real hard, you don't have to pull their teeth out, but if that one's chewing over here, I'm just going to bump, 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 and bring them right over here. Okay, and then just go back to flexing. All right. Okay, we're going to switch sides. Okay. Now, some horses are so smart that you come to this side and it's like you never left that side. Some horses, it's a whole new horse. You know, as a general rule, it is. It's teaching the whole other side of the brain. Okay? But some of them, and I will brag about my Royal all the time. He was one of them. When I taught him flexing, I don't like how it gets caught in her hair, so I'm not going to wrap it over there. I went to the other side and he was perfect. Okay, so again, slide, pull up to where your hip would be. Okay, when she throws her head too high, just hold it down a little bit. I'm going to leave her right there where she gets stuck, and I'll take that slight try of a give. I'll take it. I will take it. Nope. I'm still holding. I didn't give her any slack. I'm still holding. My arm's starting to shake. When my arm starts to shake, I take my other hand to help me. Because if my arm shakes too much and I lose my grip, I'm rewarding before I get the response. I'm teaching you all these little things. I'm trying to teach you how to make it easier on your horse, first of all, and yourself. I'm a huge believer in work smarter, not harder. So you'll think they're shortcuts, but they're actually a smarter way of doing it. Sometimes I take the long way home. I don't always drive a shortcut, but I'd rather go out of my way to stay on a country road than drive down that highway. Okay, right there, she was sticking her nose out, so if you notice my hand, I'm pulling a little bit down, just trying to keep her where I need her. I need her to stop first. She stopped, now I'm going to wait for the give. And then I'll just start pulling that back up to where my hip would be. There, I got a little bit. I got a slight try. I'm taking that too. Falling asleep, so I'm just going to tighten this up a bit. There. Okay? Yeah, they're not going to give if they're closing their eyes, right? So I just tightened it. Instead of, holding her right here where she got stuck, I'm just going to pull tighter. I'm not into bumping her yet. Somebody might tell you, go ahead and bump on that. No. No, ma'am. No, sir. Not right now. When she understands what this means, and then she doesn't do it for me, that's when I'll go to bump, 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 bump to get it. But not in the beginning. I'll take that. It was slow, but it came in. Yeah, you really want to see it give, give. She's falling asleep over here. So what she did right there was she went, I'll give, but I'm going to go slow. So I'm going to take it because she's getting tired. So I already know about this horse just from doing this a little bit. She's better on this side than she is on that side. And if you watch her trotting, she has a good side and a bad side, okay? When she's going to the left. So guess what? This left side is better than this right side. Okay? When I talk left and right, I talk in terms of the horse's left, not the way you're viewing it. So tomorrow when we come out, we start flexing on this side. We go to this side, and we come back to this side. 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Trains a whole horse. Okay, so you do 2/3 on the bad side, and get it caught up. Otherwise, so also, little thing I just realized that I do, every time I walk her in the stall, I'm on her left side, I turn her to the left, I take her halter off. So now that I know this is a bad side for flexing, it could be she's stiff, all right? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk her from the field, get on the other side, and I'm gonna start turning her this way to take her halter off, okay? So I can get this just a little bit more flexible. All right, so we got to do desensitizing real quick, and we are done. And Mama needs to find a pool. Whew. I'm going to skip right over the rope and go to the stick and string because I need to get some spanking done today. All right, she's been pretty good with all of this, so we're just going to skip that rope. But she doesn't really care about the rope much. All right. I'm throwing it a little higher today than I did yesterday. I'm still not slapping her with it. If you notice, I fling it like a fishing rod. I'm not slapping it like that. All right. Just here I shorten up my stick to get the front because for some reason, somebody sold me an extra long string. It's not a kid's stick with long string. Somebody sold me that. I don't know run backwards or sideways, but she's not allowed to run past me. Okay? This does not mean lunging, Sansa, which is what she thought it meant as soon as I started, because we have been using this to drive her in the lunging. Now she needs to understand, when I'm out here, don't react. If you don't move your feet, and you show me a sign of relaxation, I will take the scary object away. Oh, look at that. You see that? Sticky stuff on my thing. I only have a few pet peeves. You'll hear all about them in the next 8 weeks. One, when you borrow my stick, put it tipped down, because I can buy new tips. Can't buy new handles. Keep putting this in the ground when you borrow it, I will lock my stuff up. Now, actually, I don't lock it up. I just tell people the way I like it done. I don't mind sharing. I am an only child, but I don't mind sharing. I know, I just told a fib, didn't I? Why are you looking at me like that? Remind her that the string is her friend. She's not allowed to run past me. She can go backwards or sideways. Okay, when she stops her feet from moving and shows me a sign of relaxation, I will quit. If I don't get a sign of relaxation, what are they? Lick the lips, rest the leg, drop the head, let out a big sigh there. If I don't see any of that, I just count to 50. Just kidding. How about 10? How about I tell you 15 because you only go to 10? Just kidding. 10. All right? 3 times is a charm. I'm staying in the same spot 3 times in a row. Oh, she just licked her lips. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice I'm not holding her to a standstill. See where my hand is? Left hand? I am not holding her to stand still. The only time I bump her nose is if she were to run past me. I think that was 10. All right, good girl. Good girl. So now we're going to do this side. Okay? So like I said, I like to build their confidence, so I start out, find a starting point. If I started back there by her hindquarters, like you see some people in their videos do it, I would have sent her around in the lunging circle. So I'm going to build her confidence right here. All right? If I only had 30 days with this horse, I'd still be out here for another 45 minutes, and I would eventually get there in this session. But I don't have to do anything in a hurry. So this is all I'm going to do today, is right out here. Maybe this stick is too long. Where did this stick come from? Oh, I know where. I got it at an auction. All right, again, I'm not holding her to a standstill. She is choosing to stand with this scary thing slapping the ground. So you can teach your horse to be less reactive, but you can never train the natural instincts out of them. Is your horse going to react to something they've never seen on a trail? Probably. But if they don't react huge, you won't get hurt. So yeah, she's going to react to a deer jumping out behind a tree, bush, but she's just going to take a couple steps sideways or backwards, and I'll still be safe. So teach your horse to be less reactive at home, and you will have success on the trail, in the show ring. See my low energy? Low energy. As the days progress, it will get further back and more intense and louder and spanking. The humidity is melting the tape that I have on here that was covering the original sticky part. Yuck. We're done. We are done. Okay, well, I hope everybody's enjoying the videos. Thank you for tuning in. StarHorsemanship.com, Star Horsemanship with Tina Marie on Facebook. We don't have that YouTube channel yet, do we? Sansa, hashtag Sansa Star, hashtag Sansa, S-A-N-S-A, Star. You can follow all her pictures, all her videos that are going to come out for free, everything about her. And I still haven't decided if she's for sale yet. Come on, pretty girl.